My name is Steve Haddad. I'm actually a retired orthopedic surgeon that finally found a useful purpose in life as a docent for the Chicago Architecture Center.
Steve is one of the more than 330 docents for the Chicago Architecture Center. They are the human encyclopedias of the city.
1,173 tons of water on the top of that building.
They know the backstory to every building that makes up Chicago's skyline and the city's history.
Like, this was inhabited on both shores by the Potawatomi tribe, and they were growing a little onion plant on both sides, which they called Chicago, for which Chicago got its name.
Steve's been a docent for about 4 years and has loved every second.
I love structure and bones and architecture, and I want to see the meat of how these buildings were built. That's my thing. If I was an art history major, I might be interested more in the exterior design and why this looks like this or that looks like that from the outside. That's the cool thing, is that all of our cruises are different.
Karen Janelli is the center's longest serving docent.
When I started in the 70s, when people were getting excited about saving our architecture.
Karen started volunteering as a docent 46 years ago, first as a walking tour guide. Then in 1983, she became amongst the first to launch the guided river cruises.
In the time that I've done it, the number of buildings has changed dramatically, how we consider the river, that this is a vital part of the city, not the sewer system of the city. It's the place to come, so it's 3 times as busy as it ever was before.
With a boat tour season that runs from March through November, she's learned to be adaptable.
It has been times, especially on the South Branch, that the wind blew extremely hard, and you just kind of held on for your life. I like to make a joke that most people, if it's really bad weather, will stay downstairs, unless they're Canadian, because they've got the wardrobe for it. So they will usually stay out there with me through thick and thin. And I always stay outside.
The docent program accepts people from all backgrounds as long as you're 18 or older, vaccinated against COVID, and pass a background check. There's only 2 restrictions. You can't be a full-time undergrad student, and you can't work for a competing tour company. Jennifer McElroy is one of their newest docents after 6 months of training.
How did the process begin for you to become a docent for here? Like, do you just sign up online? How's it work?
So yes, you fill out an application online. You go in for an interview like a regular job, and then you either get accepted or you don't. And then after that, it is a weekly course. It goes from about 9 a.m. till about 4 p.m. every Saturday from January till about June-ish. And there's readings involved. There are Zoom videos involved where you have to test your knowledge in front of your mentor. There's some paper writing. And then eventually, when you make it further on in the process, you get to actually go on the boat and give portions of the tour on the boat, not to the public yet, but to your docent mentor.
What's it like working with someone who's done this before and can kind of guide you along?
It is great to have somebody who has this experience. It's very different than giving a walking tour, which is fabulous as well. But here you can't control the pace of the tour. You're really up to the captain as how fast or how slow you go. And then you have to remember you're also doing it backwards. I learned this as a trick from my mentor, is you write right or left on your hand as from the perspective of the audience, so you don't get it confused when you're talking and pointing out buildings.
But you'll see coming into view up ahead on your left, a curving brown metal and glass building.
What advice would you give to other docents out there who are just getting in the business and, you know, they see what you do, they want to learn?
But I would say to that docent, look inside yourself. Be true to yourself when you give your tour, and you can incorporate all this architectural design and history and everything else into what makes you you, and then that's sincere, people will love your tour.